I was asked to do a video on purple labeo named Terrorist. This fish I've spoken a lot about before, so if it seems repetitive, I apologize. The scientific name of this fish is Labeo congoro. This is closely related to Labeo cyclorhynchus, which means round nose. But this one is congoro, I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, you can tell me in the comments. We bought it in 2015. Today is the end of 2023, as a calico shark or variegated shark that was in the tank with koi and was marketed as with koi and koi friendly, which is not at all true. This is a nasty fish. Out of all the jerks we have ever had, this is number one. Believe it or not. This innocent looking carp with a strong suction cup for a mouth is the jerk number one in our collection, which we found out the hard way. This managed to damage many and kill quite a few fish in our tanks. He cannot be housed with timid fish or with fish a purple labeo perceives as a threat to its authority, even in the largest tanks. We bought two and we kept them in 1500 gallon pond, 4500 gallon tank, with about the same result. It usually starts attacking timid fish like iridescent shark catfish, channel catfish, the ones that don't answer back and sometimes don't even try to run away. It would come up to them and put their suction cup on them and suck on them until that patch of skin is so damaged that it eventually falls off. It necrotizes and falls off. So with enough of those on the fish, the fish suffers a great stress and usually perishes in short order. They hail from Africa, where I read they occur in huge schools. Many people think that a schooling fish is a friendly fish, nice fish, which is usually not at all, especially in the case of the labeo. Labeo is a genus in the carp family of very aggressive, territorially and hierarchically aggressive carp. They have a strong driving force for the alpha spot, or whatever, the top spots. That's what they vie for. And they can handle each other, of course, because they are designed to stress and to take stress. But other fish cannot handle their advances. In the absence of their kin, they treat all of their tank mates as a part of their school, and they try to enforce their dominance, their alpha status, over all of their tank mates, including these ones that Terrorist is housed with right now. So this is a very hierarchically aggressive fish. Not so much territorially, I wouldn't say that. But that may be mixed in there also. But it attacks other fish. Again, to show its dominance, to show that I'm the alpha, I'm the boss. The process oftentimes can kill its tank mates. So all these tank mates are with it are also jerks. They also can take stress, and they stress other and kill other fish as well. That's why this is the permanent timeout, sort of a jerk tank we call it. And they're smaller, and there is furniture in here, so they can get away from terrorists. The beta fish in this tank is this female mystus. The gamma is this Boudica fairy tilapia. So one thing they do in Africa, and there is a special National Geographic on this, you can find on YouTube. These purple labeo, they work at cleaning stations in Africa. These cleaning stations are rather shallow water where big land mammals wade into, such as hippopotamus, elephants, rhinoceros, buffalo. They go in there to take a bath, and the purple labeo in huge schools come over to them and start cleaning them. Kind of like the tiny garrofish do to the feet of people at pedicure salons. They have very strong suction of the mouth, and they suck up to the skin of these big animals. The skin is hairy and very thick, so they remove dead skin. They're able to suck out parasites out of the skin folds. They're able to clean up any dung, fresh or dried, from the large mammals. They get really excited when the large mammals also go potty right in the water. They feast on all of that. So the big mammals part happy and squeaky clean, and the purple labeo schools of thousands live happy and well fed. That's symbiosis, a mutually beneficial action of two biological species. They're also smart. You see how it holds the eye contact all this time that I'm shooting it. It's keeping an eye on me, trying to figure out what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Analyzing, because obviously I'm not going to feed it. So what is it that I'm doing here? Right now it's it's been about 1.5 feet, maybe 20 inches for a long time. It's been in this jerk tank, I want to say, for 6 years, maybe 5-6 years. It probably killed its brother. We had two. That was a long time ago, when we didn't have the tanks. They lived in a 1,500-gallon pond with a bunch of other large fish. And one day I found its brother dead. Again, I didn't witness it. It was a dark pond, hard to see what was happening there. But I assume that this specimen killed the other. So if you ever come across calico shark, variegated shark, purple labeo, labeo congoro, just beware. As I called it in our Monster Fish Keepers thread, it's a horror fish for any aquarist wanting to keep it with any tank mates. A sucking horror from Africa. That's what it is. And by sucking, I mean literally. It sucks so hard on other fish it kills them. By stress and by skinning them, pretty much. It's not capable of removing the skin, but it's capable of damaging probably the epidermis or the outer layers. Then the scale and the skin where it was sucking, it just dies off and falls off the fish. I have some photos of it, I think on Planet Catfish thread. I can fetch the link if anybody's interested. They're pretty disturbing, but some fish survived, having lost half of their skin to purple labeo attacks. The ones that I caught in time. So there you go. The labeo congoro story. It's a soap opera. The jerk number one in all of our collection of all the time. Number two is Lucy and Sexy, the Discochotus. So that's the top three.